Right, so I have a Q&A. Pardon the cards. They just, my hands need to do something, so I got the cards in my hand. They're not actually doing a reading. Somebody emailed me a bunch of questions, and so I'm going to answer some of them. There's like a bunch. Okay. Favorite music. I don't have a favorite type of music. I like all kinds. Anything that doesn't give me a headache, I like it. Country, classical, rap, R&B, whatever. I like it all. I do have a favorite song though. It is the Hallelujah chorus. Believe it or not, by the Handel's Messiah, and I like it. It was my favorite because I've always had a vision of the song. Of like everyone gets together in heaven and we're just all sort of, it's just a good feeling and it's camaraderie and all that good stuff. And we sing this song to the Lord, and it's just one of those things, and it's really special to me because of that. And so it's my favorite song. And then when they get to that whole King of Kings and Lord of Lords part, oh, I love it. So that's my favorite song. I do have a favorite food, hamburger. I could eat a hamburger in my sleep. I am not a vegan nor vegetarian, so full blown beef hamburger, absolutely. Do I have a favorite color? Red, absolutely. Red and black or red and white, I love those combinations. Am I married? No. I'm not a person who necessarily believes in marriage, per se, because I am not a person who is religious, because a lot of people get married for religious reasons. Now, if you say you're getting married because you love that person, you love that person because you love that person. That doesn't mean you have to get married. You get married for some other reason, not because you're in love. You're in love because you're in love, not because you need to get married. If you need to get married to be in love, you're doing it backwards. So, or you're doing it wrong. But I've never been a religious person. So most people do it out of religion. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a person who honors or believes in traditions or customs or rituals. Therefore, I don't do it out of something you have to do, because I have three trigger words. Okay. Three. Number one, don't call me hey. Hey. Don't call me hey. When you're trying to get my attention, you say hey, I ignore you on purpose. I will look straight at you and not pay attention to you. Do not call me hey. Don't call me son. I don't like that either. Hey and son, do not call me. There's something, there's a racial connotation when people call me son that clicks into my mind. It's not rational because I've never had racism really thrown at me like that, but it was a white teacher that I've had that's the way he down talks to people, is to call them son. So it's a trigger word for me. Don't call me hey, don't call me son, and don't tell me what I need to do. That's the third one. I cannot stand for a person, especially if you come on this channel saying you need to do, I don't need to do nothing but stay black and die. Don't tell me what I need to do, period. So don't call me hey, don't call me son, don't tell me what I need to do. So I've never been a person to follow traditions and rituals because I don't like people telling me what I have to do. Now, if I am succumbing to your leadership as a subordinate, then fine. I am taking on that role voluntarily. Like if you are my manager, you can tell me what to do. Don't tell me what I need to do. Just tell me what you want me to do. You can say I need you to do this. That's fine. I'm fine. But if you tell me I need to, no, I can't do that. So I've never been a person to believe in customs and traditions and ritual. I don't celebrate any holidays, but that's not because I don't like them. Like if you want to celebrate, Thanksgiving and Halloween, Christmas, and I'm more of a pagan than I am a Christian. And I'm not a pagan either because there's still rituals in that too. And I don't like people telling me what I have to do. I can't do that either. So I'm just not that person at all. And mind you, I've worked retail for 22 years, so holidays are beaten out of me anyway. They go from one to the other anyway. I worked in a store. We get our winter clothes in July, and we get our Halloween candy in August. And so, and then at the beginning of September, you get all your Christmas stuff. So it's like, I can't. It's just, holidays are just garbage to me now. It's like, I don't care nothing about them. I also know marriage, and I don't really believe in marriage. So, kids, no. No. I have five kids, is what I say. I got 4 nieces and 1 nephew. Those are all the kids in this world I ever want. Where am I in the world, and where did I grow up? I am in Florida. I grew up in Oklahoma. I moved from Oklahoma to California, to Arizona, Las Vegas, Texas, Mississippi, and now here. Do I believe in God? Absolutely. I just don't believe in religion. I don't call myself Christian. I don't call myself anything. The name of my religion is I am. It's good enough for God. He says I am that I am, then it's good enough for me. God never said he was a Christian, a Jew, a Catholic, a Buddhist. He never said none of that. We created that stuff. And so as a result of that, I don't follow any of those things, including paganism, because it's also something we created. Just have a relationship. You don't need to have a title to it. Just have a relationship. You don't have to have parameters of Christianity. I always felt as though it was a bit insulting to take like your Bible and say, everything that God is, we put in this little book. And I think that was just the most ridiculous thing I ever heard, but that's just me. You do you. Have you ever thought about being a therapist? I did, but I have duality because I'm a Gemini. So there is a large part of me that is very willing to listen. And then there's another part of me that's like, oh my God, you're back here again for the same thing? You can't do that. And I think people also confuse advice for psychotherapy. Therapy is a science. Human behavior is something that can be documented, that can be controlled. And so it's a science. Me just being a friend on the phone giving you advice is not a science. It's just a pat on the back and a shoulder to cry on. Therefore, I would make a better pastor than I would a therapist. I mean, I can still be a therapist. I know how to read, so I can do it appropriately. It's just, I don't like school, though, either. I have ADD, and it's just never made learning fun unless I got to do it on my own terms. And you can't really do it on your own terms when you're in a class because you have to follow a syllabus, a class schedule, and all that. That was never my thing. I have to learn on my own. That way I know how to retain it because I'm the one who sought the knowledge. But I was a preacher for a hot second until I realized that, because I asked God, what do you want me to do? I'm blank canvas. I'm open to you. What do you want me to do? He said, preach. He didn't say become a preacher and get a church. He said, preach. I said, okay. And then preach just means to me and to him, teach the Spirit, not go get a church and follow guidelines. You're not a guideline person. I didn't ask you to follow guidelines. I asked you to teach the Spirit. That's what I'm doing. So I'm fulfilling my purpose. If it brings you closer to an understanding, then I have completed. There is a section of the community, though, that I still need to reach that he wanted me to reach specifically, but that's between me and him. Where do you get your rings and your jewelry, and do you have a favorite? They come from everywhere, but I actually do have them because they sort of sit on top of, they sit on top of that thing that all my tarot cards are in. And so it's like I got a bunch of the stuff in here. I got a bunch of the stuff in here. My watches. I have a watch. Actually, I bought this watch from my brother. He's very picky, right? And he wore it, but it's so big. And so I said, well, give it to me. I'll wear it. He wears the other two. I got him like 3 different kinds because, variety is the spice of life for me. But I got a bunch of stuff. I don't, and mind you, I have Christmas pins. Like I got little pins for your shirt. I got Christmas ones. So I don't hate holidays. I just don't celebrate them. I mean, I also got, pagan ones in here too. So yeah. But as far as favorite, I thought, no, I really don't. I don't have favorites of things. I just like sparkly things. I like things to sparkle and shimmer and shine. And if I can get something that sparkles and shimmers and shines, then, hallelujah. But that's what I like. I don't have a favorite, though. This, when I wore this to work, this is everybody's favorite. They love that. That and the fire opals. I don't know where it is anymore, but it's in here somewhere. But yeah, I get them from all over though. It's not a specific place. Like I got this in San Francisco. This is a glass ring. I got it in San Francisco. I got another one. I don't like this one. I don't know why I got it, but it's a flower, but it looks weird. But I can't throw it away. I had 3 of them. One of them was really pretty. It was dark blue and something. But I was doing this, because I talk with my hands because I'm half Italian. So I was talking with my hands, and it flew off my finger and around the room and hit the wall and broke. I swear. So that's how that happened. But I got stuff from everywhere. I don't really know specifically. I get some from Overstock.com. I got a lot from Wish. I got some from just regular stores around towns. And so, yeah, they come from everywhere. I don't have a favorite, though. I got these online. I got this necklace from Overstock.com. It's just a black chain. How many tarot decks do you have? Do you have a favorite? I have 70 now. I'm going to go to 100 as soon as I can find out the right ones. Right now, the Afro Goddess Tarot and the El Goliath Tarot are my favorites. This is the one that kind of creeps people out, and then this is the one with black people on it. And so, those are my favorites right now. Those are actually my most expensive ones, too. The True Black Tarot, and then this one. This one was like $80. For the Afro Goddess one, $81 I think it was, but definitely worth it to me because I love it. But I have 70 and I keep them in like a little cabinet thing that rolls because it rolled in here with me. Where do I get them? So the majority came from Amazon. And I basically just went down the list and started clicking the ones that I, at the very least, didn't hate. And I bought it. Some of them come from independent websites, like the True Black Deck has their own website. I got one called Anima Mundi, which is like animal spirits. And that one came from Etsy.com. So I get them from everywhere. I got one from Llewellyn that's coming. That'll be my 70th deck. This one was also on Llewellyn, but it was also on Amazon, so I just got it from Amazon. But Llewellyn is sending me one. It's going to take a while, though. You Llewellyn, step y'all game up. I know y'all ain't got no Llewellyn shops around the country, but God, dog, it's going to take 10 days to get it. You get so used to 2-day shipping. But Llewellyn is sending me one. I forget what it's called. And then Etsy, I got another one coming from Etsy. So that will be, because this is mine. Oh, wait a minute. How many do I have 71 now. So this is 69. And then the one coming from Etsy was my 70th one. And the one coming from Llewellyn will be the 71st one, but that one I will actually not use on this channel. I will use on my second channel. And it is called I have to figure out how to say it right before I start doing videos. I think it's Sulabusca. And it is basically the very first or one of the earliest ever tarot decks. It came before the Rider-Waite. The Rider-Waite that all other decks are based on, the Rider-Waite is loosely based on that deck. And so the Sulla Busca is now back in print, and I just got one, but I have to read the book because it's in Italian, I think it is, or something like that. And so that's going to be quite exciting to learn, because that was pretty much the foundation for tarot, is that deck. So I'm going to get that one and going to enjoy it. And the second channel will come when it's actually up now. I just didn't tell anybody because I don't have a lot of content on there. I want to put more content on there first. And then, and it's the deck for this, or it's the channel for this, the Wisdom of the Oracle. I don't really see another Oracle deck I like right now, so this is going to be the only one featured there. And then I'm going to use the Sulla Busca for readings over there, but it will not be political anything. It will just be life lessons and encouraging advice, okay? Do you have any fears? Large dogs. Not just large dogs. I like golden retrievers, but things that are stereotypically, I won't say they actually are, just so we don't start no fights, stereotypically considered to be vicious animals, like pit bulls, Rottweilers, German Shepherds, Doberman Pinschers. Those are the ones that I have fears of, and I don't need no advice. I stay away from them. Thank you very much. What brings you joy? This. I enjoy this. I enjoy this a lot. Like, I do sit around and just do this all day. And staring out the window. Now this, someone asked me this, someone I used to work with. He's a rapper now. He asked me, what do I do for fun? I think that's one of the questions here too. I don't do things for fun because, I don't know, I was born an old lady. As odd as that sounds, but I have a spirit of an old black woman. I don't know who it is. So, because my grandmother, both of them, I think, were alive before I was, or when I was, died when I was born, or somewhere around when I was a little kid. So it wasn't like they died before I was born and I got their spirit. This is, I don't know who this is, but like you can see my mannerisms and all that. It's not typical. So I have a spirit, some old black woman. I don't know who it is. I don't really care because it's not really my area of things that I care about. But I sit and I stare out the window. I have absolutely zero desire to go outside. I don't like going outside. I hate it. I don't have agoraphobia. I can go outside. I just hate it. There's nothing I want to do out there. I don't want to go swimming. I don't want to go skiing. I don't want to go hang gliding. I don't want to go to the shooting range. The beach is, I can see it from here. I don't want to go down. I've never been. I've been one time and it was kind of just by it. I've never really been to the beach. I'm not a beach person. I like wind. I don't like water and sand. Definitely don't like tourists. You know, I've never just been a person who cared for the outside. I like to stare out there. I like to see because right now I'm looking at the road and there's all these people going to work because it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I love to see the little lives going by. You know, these are people with stories and backgrounds and crap that they got to go do. Some of them are going to work. Some of them, like me, go to the grocery store where there's nobody in there. Some of them are, you know, just, they don't know where the hell they're going. They're just trying to make it. Some of them are going to have great days. Some of them are going to have bad days. And then I can look out the window and I'm very mental. And so everything in the world that you could possibly want to do is out there. If you want to go be a movie star, you can go be a movie star out there somewhere. If you want to go hang gliding, you can go hang gliding out there. If you want to go buy a dog, you want to fall in love, you want to fall in a hole, whatever you want to do, it's out there. But I want to be in here. So I don't leave my house for nothing. Like, this is why I don't drive. I have to walk everywhere because I don't like driving. Driving makes me anxious. The last thing you need is me on the street with you. Everybody gonna die. Except me. It'll be one of them things like the worst person on the road is the one that survives. You don't want me out there. It makes me anxious. Y'all driving past me and going on. They say, look at this and look at that. I can't stare at all them things at one time. I got two eyeballs and they see the same thing. So, anywho, that's what brings me joy. Tarot and staring out the window. Literally. He couldn't believe it when I told him. It's like, what do you do for fun? I stare out the window. You just stare out the window? I just stare out the window. Why? It's very foreign to hear a person, I guess, be honest and just say, I like staring out the darn window. I love staring out the window when it rains. Rains makes it calms everything that's going on in here. You know, my brain races 1,000 miles a minute. If I learned the secret how to finish projects, I'd have so much stuff done. Like, I wrote scripts, I wrote little synopses for movies, and I ain't finished none of that stuff. I got so many ideas in here, it's ridiculous. Anywho, but that's what brings me joy, tarot, staring out the window. Do I have a pet? My brother has a fish tank, and that's the closest. We're not pet people. We keep ourselves alive. That's about it. And I think the fish are actually hungry because they're at the top. Do I live alone? No, there are people who are here as well. Favorite reader and least favorite reader. Ain't you messy? I don't have a favorite reader because I think everybody has their own styles that you would gravitate to them for. I hear y'all all the time. I'm glad you don't go on and on and on to begin your video. And some people like me just because I go straight into the reading, and some people love people to give you a setup. Some people love you to do an introduction and an exit. As you know, I don't exit my videos. I kind of just end them. It's like, boop, we're done. I definitely don't have an intro. You know, my intro is okay. So, but I don't have a favorite. I think everybody has their own little strengths, and that's why we like them. The least favorite, I think, is everybody's least favorite. That's that person who, what's the name, Umslava or something like that. She's the pro-Trump reader with the conveniently Russian accent. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? Now, before most of y'all jump and say Nova Scotia, listen to me, because Elsie asked me this question too. I've never been to Nova Scotia ever. I do want to go. I do not want to go, however, because a couple of you told me that it leans sort of, it's not completely, but it leans toward sort of conservative. I do not want to go from a red state to a conservative state in a whole different country. That makes me no sense. Because I don't want to live around small-minded people anymore, ever. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of indulging people's stupid thoughts. I can't. Because I do that here when I was at the retail job. And people come in and say the most stupidest things, and I, on behalf of the company, wearing the company shirt, can't tell this person you're stupid. So I'm done. I'm done with living around conservative people. I can't. So, with that being said, I still want to go because it's still beautiful, but it's where my soul wants to go. Like, here's the weird thing, okay? I feel as though I was born somewhere in an Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh. I feel as though my soul comes from Egypt. I feel when I look at pyramids and sphinxes and things like, I just feel like I've been there, or that's where I was before I was here. And I've never been a past life and reincarnation person, but I'm not close to the idea. But when I look at those type of things, it feels as though that's where I was and here's where I am now. And then I see anything that has anything to do with anything Celtic or Celtic, however you want to say it. I say Celtic over here. When I see anything that has something to do with Celtic, anything, Celtic symbols, Celtic cross, Celtic whatever, I feel as though it's my heritage. And I don't know why. It's not, but it feels as though it is. And then when I think of Nova Scotia, it just feels as though that's home. Like my soul, when I hear the word Nova Scotia, it gives this, like you can put the bags down now. You've done traveling. You can rest. Put your feet up. This is home. But my body wants to go to Las Vegas. I don't gamble. I just like the lights and people watch. And so it's just, when I go there, it just feels as though like, yes, like the person that likes to go outside is the person who lived in Las Vegas. I was outside every day, every single day. And I had a beard so I could walk around the casino and nobody bothered me at 19 years old. I loved every single moment in that place. I did great things, I did stupid things, and I wasn't on the news for either, and I'm still happy about it. But that's where I don't know where I would live. Las Vegas or Nova Scotia, one of the two. Do you like YouTube? What is your favorite part about it, least favorite part about it, and advice? I love YouTube. I love doing this. I love making videos. I love all of this. All of it. I love it all. My favorite part about it is making videos and then seeing you all respond to it. It's just, I don't know. I like the community we have. Like it feels almost, if you pardon the word I'm about to use, perfect. Like we put out videos, and at least on I speak for my own channel, and you all say the most awesome things in the world. My least favorite part is also the comment section, because a person can't go on. I get anxious when I see, or when I do certain videos and I put it out there and I know somebody's going to either disagree or maybe come from left field with something, and then it starts an argument. And I don't want people to be scared to comment because somebody's going to jump down their throat. So that's why I've always really felt apprehensive, and I'm not turning my comments off. So my advice. Okay, so if you want to do YouTube of any kind, just do it. But my advice to you is don't do it to get, do it to do. Don't do it because you want to get something. Don't do it because you want to get subscribers, because you want to get to the top of the ladder, because you want YouTube to pay you millions upon millions. Don't do it because you want to get something out of it. Because if you do it because you want to get something out of it, then every day you don't get something out of it, you will feel like you have not, you'll feel like a failure in your YouTube career. You feel like you've gotten nothing out of this. Like, I've been trying for years and years and years, and all I got is 200 subscribers. And it's like, okay, that should be fine. Because you should not do this to get, you should do this to do. This should not be your job, this should be your hobby. Like it is to me. I can stop doing this and I'd be fine. Now, don't do it to get, do it to do. Second advice. Find what you like to do and then do it. If you like doing tarot but you're not really comfortable, then don't do it. Cook. So, I say this every time. I watch an 81-year-old woman, I think she's 82 now, 82, something like that, make flower pots. It's entertaining to me. There is an audience for everything. 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 I watch people cook. I watch people simply go to fast food restaurants and try new fast food foods. And I sit there and I watch them eat it. Like, who would have thought back in the day of, I Love Lucy, that we would get to the point to where I'm sitting at home watching a computer of a person eating a sandwich. Like, I'm watching them eat it, and I find this entertaining. There is a audience for everything. People play video games. People just go out and play golf. People arrange flowers. People cook things and eat things, and people show you how to make flower pots and show you how to make dresser drawers. And, they do everything. I learned how to fix my washing machine because of YouTube. So or dryer, it was. There's an audience for everything. For everything. If you just want to sit and give commentary on the things you like, you like space, do you like traveling, do you like wicker baskets, what do you like? There's an audience for everything. I'm not saying you're going to be 1 million subscribers, but then again, what was my first advice? Do this to do, don't do this to get. Put your videos out there, share your stories, share your experiences, whatever it is. You don't have to be on camera. I was not for the longest time, as you all know, or if you don't know, take a look back. The only reason I started to get on camera is to thank you all for your prayers during my surgery. That was it. And then you say, no, get back on camera, get back on camera, get back. Okay, fine. But don't do this to do, or don't do this to get, do this to do. And if you don't want to do this, tarot and oracle and all that, find what suits you and then do that. There's an audience for everything. Third piece of advice, this is the internet, which means everyone, the keyboard courage, the keyboard thugs will come out. They will call you names just because. It has nothing to do with what you said. It has nothing to do with what you're doing. They just know they can do it and get away with it. All you can do is block and delete, and that didn't hurt their feelings at all. Therefore, you shouldn't let it hurt your feelings, because you have to understand when a person lashes out at you, even with this stupid juvenile little call your name and then run away thing. Even when they do things like that, it is not about you. It is about them. For a person who is content in their life, who does not have major holes and major gaps in their life experiences, do not go around to other people's pages. Do not go around to other people's projects and say ridiculous, mean things. They just don't do things like that. And why don't they do things like that? Because it's immature, stupid, and irresponsible. Therefore, if you see behavior like that on your channels, if you see behavior like that just directed towards you in your comment stream, if you're commenting on someone else's thing and then they start with personal attacks, that's not about you. Even if it's directed at you, it's not about you. This is a reflection of something missing, and then they shine it onto you. That's all it is. Then you may ignore it, hit delete, and move on. And I'm not a person who's going to just sit here and say I have the thickest skin in the world, because I was raised with parents who know how to curse, so I know how to type some stuff back and say, look her. But I understand a bit about human beings, that it's not about me, it's about them. Nothing I'm doing is going to warrant the response you just gave me. Oh, you suck. Okay. Something's wrong with you, though. Because if I click on a video and I don't like it, guess what I do? I click off and watch something else. I do not go down into the comments and tell that person how I don't like them. That would be stupid. So just move on to do something else. So, block and delete. Now, should you forgive that person? No, because it's not necessary, because you're not trying to establish a relationship. You already have relationships with other people. My last piece of advice is kind of a piggyback on that. Don't take up too much of your time in your videos addressing negative and bad behavior. Because what we do not do is turn on our videos and then give some heartfelt thanks to all the people who said awesome things to us. So you cannot then take that same amount of time and then take it and address the negative people because you didn't address the positive people. They typed, "Oh, I love your channel." You basically ignored that and then went to the one person because you got 12 comments that say, "I love you," and then one comment that says you suck. And then you took that one comment and then you went on a rant about it. Don't do that. That's just my advice. Technically, you do what you want to do. But there you go. And enjoy it. And then let us know. That way we can shout you out. Okay? Now, when it comes to shouts outs, I don't necessarily go down the whole list and shout everybody out because the purpose of the shout out was for